Yes, you don't look it, but I can see you're a real fan of the occult. Excuse me? Oh, of course, this piece couldn't possibly be real, but to have such a nice replica. Clearly you are a big fan of the Korean tradition. Wow, I'm impressed, sir. You never fail to surprise me. I should have known better than to show this thing around. Yeah, I'm gonna blame that one on you, Edgeworth. Not me. Definitely not my fault. Okay, and I'll do profiles afterward again. The night of the crime, yeah? Tell us about that. First, I'd like to ask you about last night. Well, last night, we had an occult here for training. After dinner, the two of us went to the training hall in the inner temple. She must be talking about Maya. Approximately what time was that? I suppose it was around 9 when we left here. Training lasts all night long and it's extremely exhausting. The channeling dojo's head nun must be in attendance at all times to keep watch. Wow, you're right, that does sound exhausting. Detective, this is no time for flattery. Sorry. Sometime around 11, you witnessed the incident in the courtyard. But your duty was in the inner temple. Why did you come back here? The way you're staring at me, I'm starting to get goosebumps. Ha ha ha, ho ho. I'm starting to get goosebumps myself, but for a decidedly different reason. Oh, you get chills pretty easily, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? Alright then, I'd like to ask you to tell me exactly what you saw in the courtyard. It must have been past 11 p.m. No, I can't say it. It's too much for my poor heart. My poor maiden heart. Hey, calm down, lady. Let go of my tie. I saw two people. One of them was lying on the ground. The other one was stabbing her from the back. With a sword. Did you see the criminal with your own eyes? I didn't want to believe who I was seeing, but it was Iris. You must have been quite shocked. Of course she was. Try putting yourself in her shoes. It'd be like you were stabbing Mr. Wright smack in the middle of the courtroom. And I happened to witness it from the witness stand. That'd be something. I'd be pretty shocked too. That'd make for an interesting ending. I know it sounds insane, but I know what I saw. And when I finally realized what I was seeing, I screamed, and then I passed out. Unfortunately for us, her testimony seems to be pretty solid. However, the idea of Iris doing such foul acts seems unnatural. Unnatural? The girl I know simply isn't capable of this sort of foulness. I wonder what she means by that. As the head nun, it's your duty to stay with the Occult at all times, correct? Yes, that's correct. I know I may look strong, but the truth is, I've got a bad lower back. A bad lower back? Yes, it's especially bad in the winter. So bad that I can't even lift a bucket. Do you remember how cold it was last night? My bad back was stiff as a frozen glass. I just wanted to take a nice hot bath to ease my aching back. That's why I returned to the main hall. So you left the disciple all alone. Don't be ridiculous, I would never do that. That's why I ordered Iris to the inner temple after she had rung the bell for lights out. Yes, but she never went to the inner temple, did she? Did this head nun ever even see Iris? I think I'd better try getting some more details. Well, first let's ask about this. So, who was the occultee that was to train at the inner temple? Her name is Maya Fey. I treated her very badly, I'm ashamed to say. And after she went through the trouble of signing up for the special course. Special course? It's a training session where you sit on a block of spirit ice and chant 30,000 times. You don't mean to tell me she's still doing that over at the inner temple, do you? No, of course not. You don't have to worry about that one little bit. Last night we still hadn't started the training session itself. Well, that's good to hear. Oh, dear. There's one thing I forgot to tell you. Uh-oh, I don't think I like the sound of this. Do you know that small girl? I believe she's Mystic Maya's sister. Maya has a little sister? Oh, you mean Little Pearl. That's Maya Fey's cousin. Little Pearl? I thought she was going to visit Mystic Elise after cleaning up dinner. But I haven't seen her at all since late last night. I'm sorry, I forgot about pearls. I feel like a bad person. I have completely forgotten about pearls. because Edgeworth came in. But yes, that is very worrisome. I don't know where Pearls is. That's not good. She's nowhere to be found. You mean she was with the victim? It's all the fault of my stupid, creaky old back. A little girl who was with the victim on the night of the murder is gone. As they say, the plot thickens. I guess that's what they say. Now, let's go present some profiles. What all do we have here? Oh, this poor girl. Where could she have gone? Well, we checked out her home and she's not there. And she's nowhere in the vicinity of the temple either. Which means there's only a few other possibilities as to where she could be. Do you think maybe she went off the bridge and was carried downstream? Why do you have to be such a pessimist, Detective? I was just trying to think like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ironic. I became a pessimist only after I had the pleasure of working with you. This is fun. She's a very important visitor, you know, an honored equality. Honored? How so? The Fey name is synonymous to the Korean channeling technique. Therefore, she must be a spirit medium of great power indeed. Now that you mention it, 1 year ago, there was the case that was the master of the Korean channeling technique. Detective, I detest talk of supernatural drivel. I suppose now you'll say she has the midi-chlorians. Ha ha ha. So it gives you the creeps, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? That's got nothing to do with it. It's all my fault, and me and my stupid back. Mr. Galice has been murdered, and an important incoility is trapped, and the little girl has become lost. You know, you really shouldn't be so negative. It creates bad karma. Quite alright. I need to do some more training myself, I think. You said you went with Maya to the training hall in the inner temple last night. Did you happen to see Iris while you were there? Of course I saw her. I told her to meet us after ringing the bell at 10 for lights out. So you're saying Iris came to the inner temple then? Of course she did. Iris has always been a good obedient girl. Huh, but she said she didn't go to the inner temple. After that I had Maya begin the training ceremony. But that doesn't fit with Iris' story at all. She said that she never went to the inner temple. As they say, the plot thickens. God, can you stop doing that? Come on, Gumshoe. Oh, how could such a terrible thing have happened? It's all my fault. Well, come on, lady. I don't think you need to take all the blame yourself. Quiet. What do you know anyway? Ouch. You're scary. With the stupid 5 o'clock shadow and that stupid old coat of yours. It's too bad that you weren't the one that disappeared. Oh, that's mean. That's mean. That is mean. Whew. I feel for you, Gumshoe. That hurt. That hurt me a little bit. Why does she have to take it all out on me? Her anger does seem a little manufactured. This is Mr. Galice's apprentice, is it not? I think he might have a bit of a crush on me. Sweet boy, at any rate. Oh, so you aren't his mother? Huh? Oh, I don't blame him. Sister Bikini understands the temptations of young men. Sure. But I'm afraid it wouldn't be proper to abuse my position. I'm a head nun, after all. But in return, I did allow him to draw a portrait of me. I pray it was a pose that maintained your modesty, for everyone's sake. As do I. Oh yeah. Don't got anything to say about him? We gotta say about Phoenix. This man, his face betrays the life of suffering and great weariness of the world. Or betrays the life of, yeah. Sure. But even so, I can't believe this guy actually jumped into the river. Of all the fun things he might have enjoyed if he had just lived. Relentless spirit training alone is no way to lead a complete life, huh? It sounds like she got some major regrets she's dealing with. Perhaps I should let Gumshoe explain Wright's situation to her for me. Hey, don't look at me like that. Do your own dirty work, sir. Anything else? Okay, I think that's all that's going on here. Do we know where, because there was a statue where the murder was. Do we know where that is? Well, anyway, I think we got all we can out of this. Where do we want to go next? Oh, we can go to the courtyard. This area is new. I've been there before. Oh wait, I forgot to examine things. Shit, I'm gonna have to go back and examine. And this is where the murder took place, sir. Other than removing the body, we left everything else untouched. Thanks, Detective. I'll just have a look around. Looks like the police are still investigating. Oh yeah, by the way, I thought I'd better ask, just to be sure. Are you really gonna defend the nun, Iris, at the trial tomorrow? Yes, I will. I gave her my word and now I must follow through with my commitments. Well, in that case, I've got to be careful. Gotta make sure I don't leak the prosecution's whole investigation. Don't worry about it, Detective. Just keep your mouth closed, and I think most of it will flow out on its own. Roger, sir, I know exactly what you're saying. Very well, Detective. Thankfully, his diarrhea of a mouth is permanent. Yes, well, before I do that, I want to go examine things as Edgeworth. I'm taking full advantage of this. There's flowing script written everywhere on the walls. Man, I bet you'd have awful nightmares if you tried to sleep in here. This is our main hall, so it's protected by a variety of magic spells and charms. They're all designed to prevent evil forces from entering. So if I slept here under the Oogie Woogie Boogeyman... What? If I slept here, the Oogie Woogie Boogeyman wouldn't hunt me down for eternity? Alright! Does this guy even think about anything other than eating and sleeping? Oh, it's a warm cat box, but where are all the cats? It's called a hibachi. It's for heating the room. Oh, look at all these ancient straw frisbees. Those are a type of zabuton, cushions called enza. Man, you know a lot of Edgeworth. Oh, dang. Edgeworth, why are you giving me such a hard time, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Why? Because learning something new might actually be good for you, Detective. Granted, it might. It's an altar with a giant Magatama enshrined on it. There are lots of candles lined up on it, too. You know, I haven't had a birthday party for myself in a while. Maybe you should blow out those candles over there to make up for that. Mr. Edgeworth, would you mind singing happy birthday to me? I just imagine Gumshoe running over there like a little kid, blowing out the candles, and he's like, Edgeworth, sing me happy birthday. So adorable, Gumshoe. Stop that, cut that out, please don't blow out the altar candles. Did we actually look at the Magatama? That thing sure casts a strong presence over the whole room. This is the Lesser Magatama. It's a precious heirloom containing a great many souls. It's lesser? Huh? This is the lesser. What is the great one like? The greater Magatama is displayed in the main room of the Fey Manor. It was supposed to be shown at the Treasures of Korean exhibit, but it was so large that they couldn't bring it through the doors. Well, damn. That's pretty damn big. Alright, let's go to the next room then. I think that was everything. Let's go into the courtyard. Alright, let's take a look around. Actually, I have anything to talk to you about? Hey, Gumshoe. Oh, I can't talk to you. Not that I care. I already showed you this, didn't I? I did, didn't I? Huh? Yeah, I did. Okay. I guess I get to go through the talk options first. The victim is the famous picture book author Miss Elise DeXna. Her entire past up until she won the writing award last year is a total mystery. It's hard to believe in this day and age that you can still find people like that. The estimated time of death of the victim was between 10 and 11 p.m. on February 7th. The cause of death was blood loss, resulting from a stab to the back by the murder weapon. The murder weapon? The victim was found skewered by the giant sword, sir. That's terrible. Yeah, but there's one strange thing. Yes? The victim's entire body was covered with bruises. The bruises are consistent with falling from a height of a two-story building. A two-story building? That would be about the same height as that room in front of us, correct? Hey, you're right. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. That just happens to be the room that Elise DeXton was staying in. Maybe she was pushed out of the window after she was stabbed by the sword. Huh. Okay. So she was murdered in her room then. At least that's what we're thinking right now. 10 to 11. Body fell 10 feet. After death. Oh, after death. Okay, so she was stabbed first. Well, let's take a look around and examine a bit before we talk to Gumshoe anymore. It's a lantern. I suppose they light it at night. There's something elegant about the light of a fire. At the end of each month, I always like to relax in my room by candlelight. Detective, can you not afford to pay your electricity bill? How did you know? Wasn't gonna be my first guess, but it does make sense. Poor Gumshoe. What's this? It looks like a wizard's staff. That belonged to the victim, Miss Elise DeXton. There's nothing strange or magical about it. Oh, yeah, listen. This is just between us, okay, sir? Yes, what? This is top secret stuff. Don't tell anyone about this. Alright. The truth is, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a wizard. God damn it, Gumshoe. That's it? That's what you wanted to tell me. That's it. This staff was made from a very strong kind of wood. moving swiftly onward from that. What about the fingerprints? Were there any on it? Just the victims. Oh man. Ah, I just love skiing. Really? You don't, seem like the type. Well, what about slides? Slides? Nah. They're just a little too kiddie, you know? Messes with my hard-boiled image. What's with the silence, Mr. Edgeworth? Is the world starting to go mad? It might be. I thought it was already mad. The main gate must be just over that stone wall. Ah, stone walls. I jumped over a few of those in my time. Most of them are good memories, but not all. Detective, perhaps someone should introduce you to the concept of paucity in words. Of words. So we got bloodstain down here. So, the sword from the skull statue is actually the murder weapon. It sure is. It's called the Shichisito. By the way, nasty piece of work, sir. There's still blood on it. I suppose this is the victim's blood. Yep, it's all over the blade. And speaking of all over the blade, I hear there are fingerprints all over the hilt of Shichisito too. Fingerprints? Naturally, they match the prints that we got from the younger nun, the defendant. Her fingerprints are on the murder weapon. Oh, yes, now you understand Phoenix Wright's plight. What's wrong? You're looking really solemn. Is this how it is for Wright? Exactly. Is this what it's like to be a defense lawyer? Yeah, I figure it doesn't really feel good. To be honest, it feels more like detrimental to your health. Oh, that's comical. Let's read what this has to say. The apparent murder weapon had the victim's blood and suspect's fingerprints on it. Yeah, that is not good for us. Was that everything? I think that is. Well, let's finish talking to you. Now then, detective. Let's see if we can summarize what we learned so far. Okay, let's take a look at the map. Yeah, it's still surprising me that this is the same area as the last case took place in. According to the testimony of Sister Bikini, the head nun, she and Maya Fey headed to the inner temple right after dinner was finished. At 10 p.m., after ringing the bell for lights out, Iris went to the inner temple. Which she said she did not go to the inner temple. So we gotta figure out what's up with that. When she got there, Bikini had her take over while she went back to Hazakura Temple. After taking a hot bath to soothe her back, Sister Bikini witnessed the murder in the courtyard. But the thing is,